Let's do it. Let's jump into it. Welcome to the Sofa Kingdom podcast with your host, Nelson. And we are all here back in the room, the studio, doing our thing. We survived Denny's.
We survived an alternate dimension disguised as a diner.
It is definitely a hellscape, I would have to explain.
We found a restaurant in South Florida where time ceases to exist. You walk in, and if you stay there, you'll never get older. Mm-hmm. Now you walk out, it's the same as you left it.
Should we start with how we ended up there, or should we just start with the shit show that was
Let's start with how we ended up there. Because
Okay.
It was a wonderful night right up until the restaurant.
Yes. We went to an escape room.
Yes.
My first escape room. I don't
Mine
know
as
if
well.
yours.
Mine as well.
Yours. At first, a little skeptical, but fully engaged. Really liked it. Thought it was fun.
Loved it.
Even our host was a good host. You know,
Yep.
He had a good sense of
humor. It was
humor.
like Harry Potter Magic School themed.
Yes.
Elements of that.
I enjoyed it. Like, at first, it takes a couple of minutes. Like, you're staring in this room and looking around, and then you're trying to figure out how you're going about solving things.
Yeah, just situating yourself and understanding how they set up the puzzles.
Yes.
For you to try to begin solving the puzzles.
Yes. Yeah.
Ed definitely got us out of a couple jams. I remember at one point he was like putting symbols into like his fucking thing, and he was like deciphering this code. I was like, "Who the fuck are you? How do you speak Elvish, Ed? What the hell?"
Ian was really good at pulling things.
Oh yeah, I can mix magical cauldron potions with the best of them. As Nelson screams fucking ingredients from the other room.
Listen,
biggest one.
It said chant. It said chant.
Oh yeah.
So I'm chanting from one room to the other.
He's running around the whole night. He's just running around all three rooms yelling this spell, which is also a Spanish word. Calor, calor. Just running. I was like, Nelson.
Listen, I have to say, at the end, the gentleman watching the room redeemed me. He was like, yes, it was solved because you, sir, were chanting. And I was like, thank you. I appreciate it. Bold-faced lie. But I appreciate him appreciating my enthusiasm for the room.
My favorite part was how Cassidy was trying to show us how shining the light on the plants was giving the answers.
Yeah.
And we're all like, no, fuck that, no. And he wanted to yell into the microphone. He wanted to be like, listen to her. Like, we were like, that can't be it. Shut up.
Yeah.
Let's check under this bookcase.
Yeah. Overall, was a good time. I think I'll definitely go back and try
I would definitely go
rooms. Back. The place was Room Raiders.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
In Lake Worth, Florida.
Yeah, it was definitely worth a visit. We spent like a good 45 minutes with a good group of 6 intelligent people having a good time. We did choose their hardest room off the bat because we figured we had a good group with us.
We had confidence.
Yes.
We had a solid number of people too, which helps.
And we succeeded. Successful. In our mission to save the school. Eddie tried to steal an egg. They stopped him in the parking lot.
I actually didn't even get to touch a single one of those eggs.
I bet you can't guess where he had that egg hidden.
As soon as those eggs popped up, it was just hands. And they were just like, I got it.
Yeah, no, everybody was very excited.
The girls were definitely fans of the dragon eggs.
Once we started knocking out puzzles, though, like we were steamrolling.
Oh, yeah.
That was cool. And, there were some aspects where it's like they very cleverly lead you on.
Yeah.
Right? You'll get a piece, and you don't know that this piece is only going to be relevant like 6 clues down the line.
Yeah.
So you're looking around like, where does this go? What does this do? Until you're like, all right, fuck it. Moving on. What else do we have?
Because it wasn't a sequential puzzle, which is what makes it harder. So you can do things kind of out of order.
Yes.
And you can end up with, the finishing puzzle piece in the beginning, depending on how you're playing.
That just popped out, and I was like, what the hell?
And it was like 3 puzzles later that the wand actually did something.
Or the ring. The ring that just popped out. Yeah. We're all like fucking putting it on, yelling magical words.
A little funny side note about the escape room. I was at the studio the next day, and I'm telling everybody at the studio about the escape room, and they're like, oh, man, that shit sounds dope. Sounds cool. I was like, yo, we could go to the one that they have like a horror, Bloody Mary. Yeah. And the guys at the studio, hilarious. We're all minorities in there. And then he's like, bro, I'm black, right? we don't do scary shit. I was like, we could do the Harry Potter one again. He was like, all right, I'm down for that. Down for that. But I don't do nothing with chainsaws, nothing with insane asylums. I don't go to haunted houses. I'm like,
I do the Bloody Mary.
fair enough. Yo, listen, I'm down for the others.
I'd be
I'm
down to
do
do
the
the
other two.
I'd be down to scare the shit out of myself.
It sounded fun. When I heard chainsaw, like, we were having a good time. Our room was dope.
It adds a level of terror if you know something evil's coming after you. Like,
Yeah.
then you have to get out. Like,
Yes.
I don't give a shit about staying in a magic school. Like, all right, if this school burns down, I don't give a fuck. You know.
But yeah, when people are scaring you, it does add another fun little element to it. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to going back. Trying
So the
another
escape
one.
room was wonderful.
Yes.
Then, after we got out,
Dum.
we needed something to eat.
Yes.
We did. And,
Yes.
I think we were debating between, there was an ale house down the road, and then there was also a Denny's across the
Yeah,
street.
because we could see the Denny's from the parking
We
lot.
could.
Right.
We could see
And we
it.
were thinking, hey, breakfast food. It's late at night. You
So
know,
Cassidy was the one who decided upon
'cause
it.
it
who
was-
decided Denny's.
Yeah.
'Cause she
Denny's.
wanted breakfast food.
It was late enough at night where most things were already closed, and that was part of the issue.
Yes.
So it was like, what is
10
open?
10 o'clock on a Friday.
Yeah.
Not very many options.
Yes. Thank you, COVID.
Yes.
But I will say there was an awful amount of crackheads in the parking lot that we were in.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you noticed them.
Oh, they were
Because-
creeping.
Yeah, we were sitting in the
They
car
were
for like 20
scurrying.
minutes.
Oh, we
Shadow to shadow.
As we were turning the corner to leave, we saw the guy coming up to the car with the lights off. Like, oh, we know what they're doing.
Yeah, it looked like one guy was peeing on a window. Now listen, despite the crazy neighborhood, it's still worth going to this
Escape
Just
room.
escape room.
Book
It's a
an
lot of fun.
earlier appointment in the day.
Yeah.
Don't go at night.
And they tend to stick to themselves. If you ain't got that crack, they ain't coming for you.
If you don't have crack, they don't know what you got.
Yeah. You don't crack, no attack.
Right.
So please continue. What happened at the world's shittiest of Denny's?
Well, we walked in and no one even looked at us, which should have been an indicator. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, wait a minute.
Zero eye contact.
None. We walked in as if we were unwelcome. How dare you come to this open restaurant?
Yes.
Yeah, the
Eat here.
greeter wasn't there, but the waiter came by and sat us.
Yeah. Who happened to be probably his first day
Oh, yeah.
on the job.
Yeah.
Poor
as he
bastard.
explained
Poor
to us
bastard.
later.
Poor
Yeah.
guy.
So one waiter, probably one chef, one old lady who was staring into space,
Yes.
probably high off of the crack.
She definitely stopped in the parking lot.
The
across the street.
space that she was standing in and staring at when we first walked in was the exact location when we had left, even after we did finally get our food.
Oh,
and eat.
yes.
God bless.
Yes.
God bless.
So we started. We finally got sat down after like 10 minutes of standing, looking around like, hey, do we sit ourselves at this point? Or is someone going to be a host and invite us into this lovely establishment? Establishment. The hoax is still on me like that. It's just we sit down. Takes 30 minutes to get our first drink.
Right.
Yeah, it was a continual evening of like, you're looking at the time, and you're like, how long before we leave? And then he finally shows up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He can sense desperation from a mile away.
It was bad. It was bad. Like you ordered a drink, it finally showed up. The drink shows up. Once the drink actually shows up, it's like, all right, we ordered our food. 20 minutes later, he comes back. Would you guys like refills? Well, absolutely, yes, we would. I guess our food's being cooked. Okay.
Would really like that food instead, but I guess a refill.
Yes.
35, almost 40 minutes later, refills are still not there. We are still sitting at the table. Food is not there.
Yes.
Holy hell. I think it was we got our refills probably at 55 minutes after we sat down. I think our food, the first remnants of food,
Yes.
started to show up at an hour and a half.
If you call it food. If
and
you
at this
call it
point,
food.
we're already having exit strategy.
Yes.
At this point, I'm staring at side doors. I'm like, fuck, man.
We literally did what time is it? He's got until this time. We're counting down.
We had a countdown.
It was like 7 minutes before it was going to be an hour and a half, and we're like, we're just going to leave.
And mind you, we're complaining, but we did feel bad for the staff in hand. So we're like, we were weighing with our good consciences, like, do we leave? Is this guy going to get in trouble if we walk out because of the shitty service?
I wasn't.
And then, okay, so
I was
the
in full-
majority of us.
I was in full evacuation mode.
So we got to the point, the food comes out, and it looks like shit. The orders are wrong.
I knew I was going to leave.
Mine was good. Mine was correct.
Was it? I knew I was going to leave when the first remnants of food came out. And your pancake.
Yeah.
Bro, He ordered a pancake. Now, the pancake he ordered, this is my criteria for leaving.
Yeah, no, you're correct about this one.
His fucking pancake on the menu was a beautiful thing. It was a pancake, fluffy, fucking delicious looking pancake. It had strawberries, big red, ripe, delicious strawberries.
Delicious.
Bananas, all drenched in like fucking honey. It looked great. It looked great. The fucking pancake that was delivered on his plate was not, no, it wasn't even like, you know how McDonald's has the beautiful sandwiches on the thing, and then when you get them, they're up, like someone fucking angry was pounding on it.
Yes.
It wasn't even that. It was, his fucking pancake was all fucked up. Like, the shape wasn't even right. That batter did not look light and fluffy. And there were like a couple fucking raisins, like mushed. Like, they cooked it and then mushed the fucking raisins in with their finger.
They had made regular pancakes and went, oh, there was supposed to be fruit
on
in there.
this. And then they finger pushed fucking individual. Dude, no.
They finger fucked my pancakes before delivering them.
Yes, like prom night. No, his fucking pancake.
So bad.
I left a review, and I literally said, it looked like his pancake was made in a federal press. It was horrible.
The hash browns were not cooked, just lightly glazed of heat on the top. Like,
I started to think, like, did the escape room never end? Like, is this the final room? Like, we just they sit here till you
the
go.
real escape room.
Yeah, did we ever get out? Did we just transfer to a new room and now we're fucking stuck? Like, I don't know. It was
wild. We finished the food.
definitely my worst diner experience. Definitely.
Wasn't good.
Yeah.
We get to the register, and we're like, at this point, like, we could have walked out.
I don't know any part of this, by the way. The part he's about to explain. I never got my food. I ordered a burger and wings. I fucked off once I saw his damn pancake. When I had his pancake, I was, all right, gentlemen, I'll see you this weekend.
So we get to the register. This lady looks stoned out of her mind, and she literally says to us, child next to me, I need to leave this place and get high. And we're like, I'm here to pay. She's like, what did you order? I'm like, okay, we got this, and this. She's like, yeah, but there's another one on the menu. I said, and we're not paying for the other two. Oh, no, we know that. But there's another. I said, that's his. Okay. So she proceeds to charge us for the food, complaining about how she wants to die from being stuck at this place for the rest of the night. Anyone else at this point that walks in while we're paying, they're telling it's going to be a 2-hour wait.
Yeah.
It's going to be at least 2 hours.
Because finally, the hostess that wasn't there when we first came in was finally there and telling the people that were coming in, it's going to be a while.
She was basically telling everybody, leave, please don't stay here, don't come in. I don't know how this diner is going to survive. It should not survive.
Welcome to the Hotel California.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, as a mercy, we should leave right now and go burn it down. Like, that'd be the best thing for the community around. Like,
yeah, I agree.
It seemed like they were running on one chef, one waiter who was new, the hostess who wouldn't get out from behind the thing to help, and the lady at the front counter who was the person who was just staring into space. She was staring into the kitchen, but she didn't move a single bit. She didn't come to hand out dishes. She didn't come to take away dishes. The guy that was giving the food was also the guy that was picking up the plates and receiving. Like, he was doing all the work, and he was the new guy.
Sweating his balls off.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's so bad.
She was doing the bare minimum to get by. She was like, all right.
Yeah, she didn't. She was in the exact same spot.
She's like,
when we came in,
gentlemen.
then when we left.
It went from
I can't wait to go home and get high.
one great experience in a sketchy neighborhood to a really shitty experience.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
By this diner.
Yeah, if we weren't in a good mood from after the room and we were sitting there that long, I don't think we would have sat there that long.
No way.
I agree 100%.
I just didn't. Time Star did not exist. As I was staring at my phone, I was like, that can't be the right time.
It was a most egregious experience.
I mean, really, talking about the room got us a healthy chunk of the way through the evening until we finally realized, how long have we been sitting here?
It started to shift. Yeah, you're right. It started to shift. It was like, wait a minute. Like, I know we're telling stories and enjoying ourselves, but it's been a fucking hour. Yeah. And I've had 2 drinks. Like, I've had like a soda and then 35 minutes later, another soda. Like,
yeah, and when that angry hunger hits you, like, it's a different kind of hunger. It really is.
And I started to see people come in and leave.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They'd come in, they'd sit down, they'd look around because they've been there for 20 minutes and no one even said, do you guys want anything to drink?
Yeah. Like, we're getting the fuck out of here.
They sensed it. They were like, there's no time in here.
When people were coming in while we were paying, she's like, there's a Checkers open up the block. Go get some food over there. Like,
I was waiting for fucking Dormammu from Doctor Strange to show up, I was like, what reality are we in?
Yeah,
Like, what the hell is
was
happening here?
Straight to bullshit.
It was good.
All right, so switching gears. Let's talk about something happy, something we're looking forward to, some trailers that are in our lives.
There are
today,
a couple.
Right? There are a couple of good
There's
ones.
a few.
Eddie, I know you wanted to bring it up because we didn't bring it up last time.
Oh yeah, the next Harry Potter movie and the Secrets of Dumbledore.
Yes.
Okay.
Fantastic Beasts.
The secret is that he's gay.
Yeah.
It's not.
Secret's out of the bag.
I mean,
Not really
is it really a
secret.
secret? He has a phoenix.
It's really not.
He has a phoenix. That's the most flamboyant, magical creature. That's basically Elton John would pick that, right?
So basically, a phoenix is basically a peacock that's on fire.
Yeah, it's a dope
Flaming
motherfucking
peacock.
beast. And look, if
I
you're
feel like
Dumbledore,
I feel like Prince would have a peacock.
100%.
Or he'd have a phoenix as well.
or a phoenix, a purple phoenix.
But he'd get away with it.
He would have
He'd still wake up in a pile
Listen,
of women.
Prince is the man. Like you ever see those Dave Chappelle episodes where
they're
he's like, they
fantastic.
came out wearing blouses and whooped our asses.
And then they made
in
us
basketball.
pancakes.
Not the Denny's kind. I'm sure those were amazing.
platinum.
Those were
pancakes.
timely. Those were timely and
If
to
Prince,
order
makes you, if
correctly.
Prince makes you a pancake, it has like Russian caviar.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fucking delicious.
He doesn't skip on the fruit.
What do you guys think about the new series though? Like in general, I like them more, and I know this isn't a popular opinion, than the original Harry Potter series. Like I liked the original Harry Potter series, but I like that when you watch these two movies with the Fantastic Beasts, there's more actual magic. There's more actual fantasy happening with the battle between good and evil.
You're not dealing with because there's a lot of lore behind the way the magic works in the previous movies. Because in the books, there's limits on what they could do in the school. There is actual magical limits,
Right.
so they can do a lot, but they can't like.
You get thrown out for doing certain things.
Yeah, you can't not just get thrown out. There's types of magic you just can't even perform.
Right.
So like the teleporting and the things like that they do in the Fantastic Beasts, a lot of their movement when they're fighting is just not happening in the school because it just wasn't allowed.
Right.
So they when you go to those movies, you do have now it's all adults, it's all established wizards, and these are all powerful wizards. So you get to be more fantasy-like with the fighting versus what you had with the original set of movies.
Sure.
And it's no longer that high school fantasy of I'm special and I got power that you get to watch and play along with, as much as it's just an actual movie of wizards fighting. And
I feel like it's marred though. Like it's marred by the whole J.K. Rowling with all her political views,
Yeah.
and also with the whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing.
Right.
Yeah.
That kind of got tied in.
and the
It
Johnny
did,
Depp
and unfair, right? In an unfair way, because
Very unfair.
people need to kind of separate some of this bullshit already. Like the movies are fantastic. I think they're doing a really good job with it. And if you like the lore and the magical shit,
Yeah.
it's something worth
the
watching.
the thing with Johnny Depp and everything shouldn't even honestly being affected because if he was the victim.
Yeah.
And then he got paraded out there like the asshole, which is absurd.
It is absurd.
And
We love you, Johnny.
Edward fucking Scissorhands.
Exactly.
Show some goddamn respect.
Fuck, Captain Jack Sparrow,
and as it goes
pauper of the sea.
That's right.
for
Jester of
J.K.
Tortuga.
Rowling,
I'm done.
I think a lot of people are taking her views and they're trying to put it onto the movie. At the time when her movies were first coming out, they were progressive.
Yeah.
There was no issues between any of the characters about race, about being gay, about being straight or anything like that. But they're also neglecting the fact that she's from a different country.
Right.
And she falls in line with the political views of the country that she's more
The
from.
culture. That
So
she's a part
she
of,
has
yeah.
a more science-based look at trans people.
Mm-hmm.
So she looks at XXXY versus what you say you wish you were. So some people take a big disagreement with her on that. But at this point, the world of Harry Potter has grown beyond her.
Well, it's like
It's the same
fantasy,
thing with
right?
Star Trek. It's the same
Right.
thing with Star Wars. The creation is no longer really beholden to the creator.
Right.
It's become so big that it's really falling into the hands of the fans at this point. And Harry Potter's on the cusp of that itself at this point now, because you're looking at how much
The universe can stand on its own now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Like Star Wars, Star
Trek.
Trek. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
so-
Marvel. It's on.
it's always
I just saying the word Firefly.
I plead the fifth.
So I get where people are coming from,
Yeah.
where they're upset of what the creator says.
Not me.
But
Grow a
they
Oh, sorry. Offensive. You may want to actually grow a pair.
but
I solved that. I solved that. I solved the whole issue with different genders in sports. I solved it.
Okay,
Oh, did
how do
you?
you do it?
I solved
Let's do
it.
it.
I fixed
oh,
it.
go
I fixed the whole
if
problem.
you feel like it, go
All right.
ahead. That's all you.
So we have male sports. We have male sports. We have female sports. And then, just to solve everybody's problem, we have the X category, right? And X category is anything. Anything goes. Anything goes.
No, I'm
Ed Rosa, come back into the shot. So, just hear me out. Hear me out.
Anything goes.
In X category, anything goes. You can identify as anything. You can take any kind of fucking performance enhancing drugs. You can be a modified human, cybernetically enhanced. You can be half human, half horse. Still compete. It's X class. It's hung what you brung. It's whatever. We don't care what you got. We don't care what you believe in. Just whoever wins X class is considered above men and women. They're the top of the
demon chanting aloud.
Anything.
I'm
Anything
in.
goes.
I'm in.
You could sacrifice if you compete in weightlifting. If you're a weightlifter in Group X, you can have tits, a giant cock, wings, and you can sacrifice a goat on the altar before you deadlift. If you pull more than the person next to you, you win. We don't give a fuck.
You know
You can piss and it can melt through metal because there's so much testosterone. in it.
You know what? I do like, despite some of the crazy, I do like.
Come on.
I do like the
X class.
X class. Yeah,
I love
think
it.
That's a very solid way of doing it. Here's like
Fuck yeah.
clearly scientifically male, clearly scientifically female, and anything goes.
X.
Yeah.
You know
Whatever
what I mean?
you want.
You want to
Open
bring
class.
your dog with you?
Open division.
Fuck it. Benji's in.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm with it. I like
They
it.
do it in IBJJF. It's like you have all the weight classes and stuff,
Then
and
you have
then
the-
all of a sudden you got open. You
The
got
open weight
free
division.
Weight.
Yeah.
You got
You should
400-pound people going against 120-pound people.
You should
They don't
work
give a shit.
at the
Yep.
UN.
I should.
Yes.
I'll solve all the problems.
Get people solving peace treaties left and right.
I want
Like,
to see a
boom, boom,
boxing
boom.
match between a 580-pound trans woman and a 140-pound lady boy from the Philippines. I want to see it. I want to see it. And in X class, we can dope them up with methamphetamine and pain medication, and we can see it. And
Well, no, technically they have to dope themselves up. Okay,
Right, we don't hand it out. We
We're
don't
not
hand it
pulling
out
people
to
off the
show.
street
Yeah,
and
it's their-
doping them.
But-
up.
It's
we
their
will not
choice what they
test
do
you.
with their body.
you can snort a line of coke right before you lift, and no one will test you,
You know
pre
what?
or post. I promise.
think you should do it in the ring prior to fighting, so everybody knows. Like, okay, well, this is 2 lines. This is what 2 lines looks like. This is
Or
what 3.
we should test them so that we know what the things actually do and affect.
So it's basically
There
a scientific experiment.
It's exactly
in the name
that.
of science.
In the
In
name,
the
of,
name
science,
of science.
all data will be collected and sent to the appropriate agents. I mean,
I mean, this sounds pretty good.
it's good. And then we're
I'd
all
watch
we're
it.
accepting. We don't
Yeah.
give a shit what you are when you walk up to the desk. I don't care what you identify, what you pray. Welcome.
Yes.
Here's your go ahead. Here's your division.
I like it.
I like it. I like
World
it too.
peace in the palm of our hands.
Fuck yeah, you know. Everybody can be whatever they want. You can have minotaurs. I don't give a shit. You know, we're here. We're here. I think I solved it.
Another thing that we had seen.
I thought long and hard about this.
It's good.
X-Class.
It's a good solve. I like it. Was the Batman
The deleted
deleted
scene.
scene.
Yes.
Did you see it?
I did, and I my impression was great. They fucked the Joker up a third time.
I didn't mind it, but it's not the Joker that I would have liked to see.
Yeah, I
It fit with the movie. It fit with the plan of they're trying to keep it realistic, realism. It's what toxic waste would do to a person, kind of a feel. There is also a version of that Joker in the comics
I
that
couldn't
they
tell.
that they run with.
The ending scene.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell who was in that cell. I was like, is that the Joker? Is that
Well, the laugh and the
Two-Face?
green hair,
Yeah.
right? It's the laugh and the green hair
Yeah.
that kind of leads. Okay, this is the Joker, and one would assume that if he left the place, he would then don the proper outfit, maybe some clown makeup,
Yeah.
and then lean harder into that I'm the Joker kind of thing. But there is one aspect of the trailer or the deleted scene that bothers me the most.
Was that?
Is that Batman is the world's greatest detective. Mm-hmm. Why is he asking the Joker for help? That it's like, I know they were trying to do that whole Hannibal Lecter
Yeah, Silence
kind
of
of a
the
vibe, but I'm like,
They do that a
You
lot.
are the world's greatest
Well,
detective.
and even the
Yeah.
Joker points that out, where he's like, "You're usually ahead of everybody on this. Why are you here talking to me?"
Right.
So they did play up that aspect of the
Yeah.
Hannibal Lecter, and they even reference it. Like, why are you here? You're ahead of everybody usually. Why are you
Right.
Why are you looking at me for advice?
Right.
And I think they it's a long scene because they do play into the fact where Joker's like, you're here because you think they're gonna look at you as weak because you never actually kill the person at the end. He does, and you're questioning if he's right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I mean, it's interesting the way they're playing with it. It was a really long scene that they filmed with him
Yeah.
that they cut out.
yeah.
The whole movie was long.
I didn't mind the way he was playing Joker.
Everything was long.
He could. That could have been
1 o'clock in the morning when they're explaining the interpolitics of Gotham and like the strategies of the mayor when he's trying to get reelected. I'm like, holy shit, guys! Like my eyes are bleeding.
I would have been happier if that deleted scene was just added to the end, and that's what we actually waited for versus what we got.
Oh, the website that didn't go live until 48 hours later.
My God.
That refreshed and went live with more stuff.
But I like what the director was is trying to do for the world. So I can respect it.
He definitely had some nodding to Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yeah, with
They do that a lot.
Yeah, he had a little.
he
He
had
had
a
a
little
little.
bit of lip slapping.
They do that a lot in real life though,
Yeah.
with talking to killers trying to catch other killers. Like,
Yeah.
I know
Sure.
when the Green River Killer was murdering people, the FBI was talking to Ted Bundy.
Sure, no, it makes
And
sense.
they picked the brains of
if
other.
you're not the world's greatest detective.
Yeah.
Because the
You're right.
world's greatest gymnast isn't going to the second-rate gymnast and saying, hey, how'd you do that backflip?
Well, we don't know who the world's greatest gymnast is until I start the X class. And then I'll be able to tell you definitively who the greatest gymnast
Do
on
you
the
do you
planet is.
care about them kind of slowly going to a more scarred version of the Joker? Like at this point, he was clearly acid burned.
Yeah.
If you do a good job, I'm open to any version of the
Like
Joker.
he
I
was
mean,
like halfway bald, hair was gone, teeth
that-
were all damaged.
that could be
and
the Joker
everything.
that cut off his own face and then stitched it back on. You know,
If they go full psychopath with that Joker, then I can appreciate what they're doing. Because like he's a scarred, mutilated, but you're gonna have to go into the realm of rated R, Batman,
Not
shit
Jared Leto.
getting dark.
Not
Yeah.
Jared Leto.
Yeah, no, not Jared. I think he's gonna do fine. I think he's gonna redeem himself as Morbius. I think that movie is going to be a pretty.
Well, I mean,
good
not if you
movie.
believe the one review who was very upset, very upset with the whole thing because
What happened?
there wasn't the proper cameo
Yes,
that he wanted.
it was one of these
So-
people that got to see it ahead of time.
So he disregarded everything he watched because by the end of it, the cameo that he wanted was not in the movie.
Yeah, so he tried
sorry.
to leave a scathing Denny's review when one was not warranted.
Right,
Like,
right.
no, when
The one
sit
cameo?
in the Denny's and then watch the movie, and then you'd be like, all right, this is worth a bad review.
It's very
This
rare
isn't.
that I'm fully happy with anything I watch. I mean, shit. I don't know. Spider-Man No Way Home was pretty good. That was
I
pretty
thought
close
so.
to almost a
Avengers,
perfect event.
Avengers Endgame. I mean,
Yeah.
to me, that's the epitome of all superhero movies right there. Like, it's a culmination of
It's just hard to beat that scene on your left.
on your list.
It's hard to beat that scene.
Yeah.
man. It's hard to beat that scene.
Well, I mean,
I
how
still
many-
get choked
It's up
up. I still get choked up.
How many
It's up there.
I mean, it's like how many films and TV shows were behind that one scene though? You
Over
know,
10
that's
years.
that's
10 years of
that's a
culmination.
tremendous
Decade of time.
amount. I mean, it'll take probably just as long to have that much build up to have another scene
How in the
that
hell are they
has that
gonna
much
do that?
behind it.
Well,
How are they gonna
They're
do-
trying to roll it
They're
out now.
starting it now.
This year, we're probably going to get a few glimpses into their larger scale plan. The Eternals was the first.
Glimpsed at it.
Yep.
At
The
it.
Eternals was the first.
Shang-Chi set up another character.
Yes.
Yep.
Miss Marvel's going to do the same.
I'm just curious how they're going to do all these world eaters. Like, you got these larger than life characters. It makes it a little difficult.
Loki also set
Yes.
up some things. Loki
Yes.
was kind of throwing
But
some
a lot of the
key
characters they're bringing in now are not street level. Like they made Shang-Chi a much stronger when he was using the ring.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, and
He's gonna
they
need to
already
be-
showed Miss Marvel, and they were showing her powers weren't what they should be. They were showing it as
Cosmic.
if they were cosmic powers as well. So they're
everybody's going to need cosmic something if they're going to fight.
so
the-
it looks like
coming.
even Wanda, they're going hard with what Wanda's doing.
Yeah.
Same thing with Doctor Strange. So the people they're bringing in now, I
Wanda-
don't see how they're going to bring in heroes on the lower level like Black Widow.
Right.
When everybody else is uber powered now.
Hawkeye, yeah.
Well, I think they're gonna have to follow the model of the Defenders for those characters, right? Because when you watch the Defenders, when you watch
It's like
Luke Cage,
a city level threat.
they're street
that's-
they're protecting the city.
Kingpin.
We're off in the galaxy, and then you could do it, right? Foot soldiers are invading. All right. Send in, the street level, hero. Send in Luke Cage. Send in the Punisher.
It's like the whole, I guess the Justice League thing. They have different levels. You know what I mean? Like
Booster Gold.
Somebody,
But
somebody-
Booster Gold could be a really solid character because he's always the comic relief until he isn't.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, when he finally turns that corner, it is the end of his story. But
that's the ultimate joke.
But it's always
He's
done.
always the butt of the joke until the joke.
And when
kills
it's
him.
when it's done well, it's like, okay, his character paid off. But he always has that very tiny arc.
Yeah.
Because that's just the way his character has always been. So they could bring him in, but if they met, I mean, the way they've done him previously in the in the comics and in the cartoons, where they tell that arc the right way, it's satisfying.
Right.
They bring him in and then they screw it up. It's like. It's a tough one because he's
one to sell.
because you have to have a very charismatic character, and then they're gonna have to deliberately get rid of a very charismatic character.
Yeah.
You mean like Game of Thrones? It's been done. It can be done right.
George R. R. Martin
and then they
doesn't give a
just
shit.
bring them
No.
back from the dead because
He's
fuck
straight up
it.
like, yo,
George R. R. Martin will just murder. He doesn't give a shit. Who's the most popular character in the show? Okay, all right.
you gotta wonder, like, does he have like cats hanging somewhere in the house, like in his basement?
He'll
or
never
some shit.
ever finish that book series.
I know he uses a super old computer and super old typing program to write all his
What
shit.
if he has it done and he's just waiting to pass away, and then he's gonna be like, "This is my last gift."
and it's a giant fuck you to everyone that read all the books.
Yep. It just turns into a clown orgy. Just like, thanks for loving all my shit for all these years. Fuck you.
Now, things like that have happened in the world of manga, where like there's disputes between the distributor and the writers and the artists and everything like that, and they take something that was like kind of an edge and they just go super hard into like fuck you to the point where like
People stop reading it.
yeah, where it's almost like the distributor has to go, do we put this out as his work
Or do we scrap
or
it?
do we scrap it from here? What do we do? And oh man, sometimes it puts on some pretty
him in some bad
horrendous shit because Japan lets a lot of shit slide.
Yeah, that's like Berserk. Berserk was like such a long running manga. Like a lot of people consider it one of the greatest, if not the greatest manga of all time.
Never seen it.
But Kentaro Miura is dead. He died suddenly, and now
They don't know what to do.
And
with
it was just,
and no one's like, they're like, I don't want to touch it. I don't want to finish it.
I mean,
Like,
that's like One Piece. One Piece is going for what, like 20 years or some crazy shit.
One Piece just put out on Crunchyroll. I'm gonna double check this, but I think it's like their 1,000 something episode.
Holy
But like
shit.
in terms
Yeah,
of
One Piece.
Is it on
if you-
par with The Simpsons? Because Simpsons is another one that's like one of the longest running.
it's
I'll
one of
look
the
up-
longest things.
I'll look
but,
up Simpson episodes.
but the One Piece comes from a manga. It's from a comic book that's
Yeah.
been running longer than the show. So they're still regularly putting out
The Simpson-
chapter updates.
The Simpson has 721 episodes, so One Piece has more.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
So I mean, it's one of those, but it's also helmed by like a single person. It's not like Marvel where like after a few years, maybe the initial creator moves on to a different thing and someone new takes up the mantle. No,
Right.
that one guy's been doing the whole thing this whole time. Like his life is this one comic.
Yeah, yeah.
So they have a whole different view
Yeah.
and approach to the way that they do it.
One Piece has 1,014 episodes
Damn.
as of
Yeah.
right now.
Okay. Another trailer that we had seen, The Boys.
Yep.
Boys season
I
3.
don't know if you guys. I love The Boys. I think it's a great show.
It's-
You better enjoy
phenomenal.
that. You better
I've-
enjoy that season. While
I've
you
loved
can.
every
Dark as
second
fuck.
that I've seen.
He's not seen a single episode.
I don't know what this man is talking about. How could you not see the greatest show that's on TV right now?
It's definitely worth the watch.
The Boys is good. The Boys is good. It's what if superheroes were assholes? Like, what if they were real corporate, paid for
Douchebags.
dickheads?
Yeah.
Like just think of the catastrophic damage that happens when superheroes defend a city or
Yep.
whatever. Think about that unapologetic. Like you get
Yep.
like your fucking family gets
Yep.
fucking fucked up and murdered, and And they don't care.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry, here's my card. Like, here, my company will reimburse you.
Think about a corporate Superman who doesn't have any real weaknesses except his kryptonite is social media. So, like, he literally, the only thing that's keeping his fucking crazy at bay is that he wants to be loved.
He wants people to love him.
He wants people to like him.
And apparently in real life, the actors are not kids.
So look for the season 4 of The Boys in 2 years.
Yes.
2 years instead of 1 because he's gone for 1 year.
Homelander's doing a year in prison. For beating the shit out of a chef.
6 months with
I really don't know
good
what
behavior,
happened in
maybe.
that story, but I would like to find out why he beat
While we keep talking,
You have worked with a couple of chefs.
Yeah, and they are assholes sometimes.
Maybe it was Gordon Ramsay. I haven't heard from Gordon Ramsay in a while. Maybe
Gordon Ramsay. Oh yeah, maybe it was the Spice Guy. Maybe Spice Man got a little salt and pepper in his eyes, and he's like,
got a little too salty.
I'm the Homelander, bitch. You never know. You never know. But I enjoyed The Boys because it really does take, if you ask me, a more realistic approach. Like if you were to gauge superheroes in the modern world, Prophet.
If you put powers behind just a random general person, they're not going to be the actual Superman, Clark Kent. They're not going to be
he was drunk
a Boy Scout.
Yeah, he was drunk and he apparently beat the shit out of a young chef at a Costa Blanca resort. So yeah, I don't know, man.
That's fucked up, but
I don't know.
Damn.
That's not good.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be beating people up if you have superpowers. That's
No,
wrong.
you shouldn't. That's just wrong. Yeah.
That's wrong. And you shouldn't be drinking if you have superpowers either. That's irresponsible.
But he gets a year. But like we get fighters that like run over pregnant women doing drugs and they get away with it.
Oh, yeah.
John Jones.
Yeah. I mean, you know, come on.
How many? Well, John Jones has so many damn chances. You can't even feel bad for him anymore.
I know, but
I stopped
he got good
feeling
lawyers.
bad for him years ago.
Connor got arrested again. Connor got arrested
again.
Driving drunk and running lights or something. Maybe not driving drunk, but he definitely ran a red light. He was speeding in a sports car in some city in Ireland, and he got taken
He
in.
wasn't the only one to get arrested. George Masvidal got arrested.
Yeah. Sucker
for
punch.
punching Colby Covington in the street.
Monday night at a steakhouse in Miami, I guess Colby Covington was in there with the Nelk boys from social media. And someone must have, when they were live streaming, someone must have sent Jorge a little hey, we got him.
Hey, papi, you know where he's at, right?
He ran up on him supposedly with a hoodie and a mask on and slid him. Rumor has it he busted one of Colby's teeth. One of Colby's teeth is
Sucker
split.
punched him and still couldn't knock him out.
Couldn't knock him out.
What
That's my only
a
But he
shame.
took a tooth. He took a tooth.
Is Colby Covington a shithead? Of course he is.
Yes.
He wants to be hated. He wants to say things because that's what gets him paid.
Right.
Before he talks shit, Colby Covington, no one knew who he was.
So
No one paid him.
here's the question. Did Colby Covington cross the line by talking about George Masvidal's children in a public setting?
I think
And I believe he threw soda at them?
for me,
Is that a rumor? Or
any
is that
any
true?
of the fighters
I don't know about
when they take it outside of talking about the person they're going to fight, I think you're stepping over the line.
Yeah.
So at any point in time, if you're not talking about the person you're actually going against, to me, you're already crossing the line.
Okay,
Especially if you're going and talking about people's
I think Connor started all
people's
that stuff.
family.
Connor was like,
Yeah, I agree.
Well, actually, we go back further. Didn't Mike Tyson say he was going to eat Lennox Lewis's children?
Here's the thing, though.
He did say he was going to eat his children.
I actually believe Mike Tyson would eat somebody's children. So that's the only difference. I feel like he's
that's a pretty bold threat, man.
It is.
Because Mike Tyson is capable of eating your children.
And
Who was the other UFC guy that recently got arrested?
Cain Velasquez.
Now he's the only person that you
Cain.
could stand behind and go,
Velasquez.
this man went after someone who molested one of his kids
children.
over 100 times.
Yep, let that man go. Let that man go.
Yeah, he
As
did.
a matter of fact,
he did what we all said we would do.
100%. I say
yes.
let him free. Put him in the room with the guy and just be like, listen, you got 5 minutes. We're putting this on paper.
I think Joe Rogan said it best. Joe Rogan said it best. He said, I wish that Cain wouldn't have, I wish Cain just would have ran up to the car, ripped the car door open, and just beat the shit out of him. Like, beat him to death. He said that I would be completely fine with. He's like,
yeah. But you know what it is? Like,
well, that was the guy saw Cain and went, oh shit.
Yeah.
There's Cain, and tried to drive away. And Cain was like, fuck you, I ain't letting you go. And just let load into the car. He happened to hit the guy's father-in-law. That's what the problem was. He hit the guy's father-in-law, probably also discharging a weapon in public.
To be fair,
other things.
That guy might be a piece of shit too. So
He might, yeah. Why are you in the car with a child molester?
You get shot too.
Yeah, you hang
get
out
a
a piece
bullet.
of shit.
You get a bullet.
We all
Everybody.
get a bullet.
Yeah, it's not even
Yeah,
like
it's
a
fucked
question if he's a child molester.
He is.
He's a child
Child
molester.
molester.
He is.
He's convicted. They got evidence.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let that man go.
I'm completely behind free Kane.
Yeah, I
Free
am.
Kane.
I am as well, and I'm also behind free Masvidal. Fuck Kobe Covington, man. You know he talked about that man's kids. I got a kid. I'm like, yo, and
He talked about Usman's dad too. Which
yeah,
is
and
real
here's the
fucked
thing:
up.
he's been getting away with it,
fucked
right?
up.
And what happens, right? You can only get away with talking that kind of shit for so long before a real motherfucker is like, you know what? I'm gonna put a hoodie on. I'm gonna show up to your restaurant, and I'm gonna punch you in the fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Was it the adult thing to do? No. But
The only thing
I can understand it.
But,
to some
only
degree.
but
that
it
bugs
wasn't
me.
the adult thing to do. But the way that I see it, the way that Kobe likes to talk shit is not the adult way to treat it either.
Right.
Right.
If you're acting like an asshole
just wish-
and you're acting like a child and you're running your mouth that way, eventually you're gonna run into somebody
who's real and
who
gonna punch
doesn't
in the
give a
mouth.
fuck, and they're
right.
gonna wait until they see you.
So I guess we're all on page. Free Masvidal.
Nah,
Ian said it here
nah,
first.
you got to
Free
stay there.
Masvidal.
Nah, you had 25 minutes to do something to him, Jorge. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Didn't George Masvidal send you that shirt?
I won't. No, I didn't. Actually, this shirt, this comfortable, colorful, lightweight shirt was made by someone we did jiu-jitsu with.
Ooh,
Jason
nice.
Luongo, a guy who does jiu-jitsu at Excel down in Boynton Beach under
nice.
Professor Santiago. You know,
Nice,
how you doing?
nice.
This is actually made by Southern Fin Apparel. You know, I'm not much of a fisherman, but this is actually really comfortable. I like the way it fits. You know, it's
That's very
breathable
nice.
and it blocks the sun. I'm gonna run in it. I'm gonna
like
use
it.
it to run. Yeah. So thank you, Jason. Thank you, Southern Fin Apparel. Go to their website. We're not sponsored by them, but go to their website and check out their stuff. They actually got a lot of cool gear on there.
But if you would like to sponsor us, we are
We're all
more
about
than
Jason.
open.
We're all about it. We will all wear Southern Fin Apparel stuff, completely decked out.
All
But-
proceeds go to freemasvidal.com.
no, they doesn't. No, it doesn't. We do not condone sucker punching
No,
here
we-
on the Sucker King podcast.
No, we do not.
No, we did not. It's
Free Masvidal.
Kobe Covington for president.
You know what, though? I think even though it's fucked up, every now and again, it reminds people like you really can't get away with saying whatever the fuck you want. There's always going to be somebody that might chin check you.
There's freedom of speech, but you have to be prepared
For
to
the
stand
consequences.
behind your words.
There are
You do.
consequences for the things that you
The only people I'm fine with being punched for their beliefs are Nazis.
Yes.
I'm completely fine with that.
Yes.
I 100%.
And that is
condone
the
it.
traditional definition of a Nazi, not the new over egregious use of
Yes,
the word Nazi
yes.
for everybody who disagrees with whatever you're
Just
saying.
because someone's opinion differs than yours, you are not a fucking Nazi.
walk into your local NASA building and find the oldest person you can find, chances are he deserves to get punched in the mouth.
Wow.
I know, it's fucked up.
Wow. Wow.
True. Project Paperclip. Look it up.
Look it up.
That's what I'm
Look it
saying.
up.
Yeah, listen, what would George Masvidal do? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm
Yes.
saying.
Well, yeah. And George Masvidal, in all his intelligence,
Jorge.
literally said, not even like an hour after he had done it, he posted on Instagram, "That's what you get," and then he pleaded not guilty. He pleaded not guilty, but there's evidence of him
What an asshole.
from tapes years ago. Yeah, exactly, tapes years ago. He says, "Where I grow up, you have to have one, a very good sucker punch, and
Yep.
two, a very good 50-yard dash."
But clearly,
Well, he proved he has both.
Yes,
he doesn't have a very good sucker punch because he didn't even knock him out. He couldn't.
Bro, he took a tooth. What else do you want?
I don't
You
know.
get the KO. He didn't see you coming. You get a KO. You're a professional fighter. Come on.
If Canelo Alvarez sucker punched you, you wouldn't know what the fuck happened.
Doesn't Canelo Alvarez wear dresses? Is that the one that wears
That's
dresses?
Oscar De La Hoya.
Oscar De La Hoya.
I would like to apologize on behalf of all the people in Mexico. No, I would like to apologize. Canelo Alvarez does not cross-dress, but Oscar De La Hoya does.
Allegedly.
Okay, allegedly. We don't know this is a fact. We don't know this is a fact.
Well, he did test positive for steroids like twice, and then he blamed like Mexican tainted meat.
Oh,
nah, bro.
yeah.
Nah, it's something
Eddie,
else.
don't you have tainted meat?
I got nothing for that.
I don't like the two words taint and meat in the same sentence.
I don't know where this conversation is going, but I need it to end.
We went from sucker punching to cross-dressing to taint meat. This is good, and we don't ever rehearse this. We just sit down, and this is what comes out. This is good. It flew. It's good stuff.
What other trailers we got to review today, Edward?
I'm excited for Chrono Cross.
Ooh, oh,
That's
yeah,
right.
Chrono
yeah,
Cross.
You
yes.
sent
I
the
sent the soundtrack. The
soundtrack
soundtrack
Tell
is
us
like
about
complete.
it. Tell us
The
about it.
soundtrack. Well, Chrono Cross is like one of those games, Japanese RPG, where like the fans unanimously, like, it's one of the games that goes down, like, it's up there with The Witcher 3 for people saying, like, they put it in the contender for best soundtrack of all time.
Okay.
Like, people study to it, people listen to it to relax. It's like, it stands the test of time. It was like, you can just put on the soundtrack for this video game, and every single track on it is fantastic.
Dope.
It just emotes feeling, you know, it's great. You can put it on for all kinds of, like, you know, events. And I'm excited because they remastered every track. They, like, some people are bitching. They're like, can we still listen to the originals? You know, but for the most part,
So stupid.
well, for the most part, I'm happy with everything I heard.
Would you make love to this soundtrack?
Absolutely, I would make. Yeah, there's lots of things.
Oh, wait.
It's very.
Have you made love to this?
That's exactly where I was going.
Not yet, but you got, you know.
You're now the idea is there.
Let's see what I can do by next podcast.
All right. Okay, yeah, yes. I believe in you.
Pause.
I believe in you.
Pause. By next podcast, I will have an answer. Another thing I'm looking
Okay,
forward to.
wait a second. Hold on. Before you go on,
Oh, wow. Oh no.
if you don't, and I remember, and I bring it up, right?
You get to choose what I make love to.
No. Oh, no. I wouldn't do that to anyone.
Okay. All right.
You have to watch 3 episodes of Firefly.
All right. Deal.
Oh,
Shake-
yeah.
We're shaking on it.
Oh, yeah.
3 episodes of Firefly, and guess what? I'm gonna sit in the living room with you.
I'm gonna take care of this bet tomorrow.
Eddie, mark this down on the calendar.
You
Don't
guys.
remind him. Don't say nothing because I want him to fail desperately. At
I'm
this.
gonna prove it. I'm gonna send you guys a video with the
No,
soundtrack. in the background.
no. We are with the honor system, sir.
Oh, really? You gonna believe me?
Yes,
You're gonna- okay.
honor system. At
All
all.
right.
Yeah.
I don't have to send a clip to SofaKingdom.com.
No, please. Please, God, no. I
I
don't
have to
think
share
I
it to the official Sofa Kingdom page.
I don't think I would recover. So continue. You were saying something about
Another
Chrono
thing
Cross.
I'm excited for is as you know, I watch a lot of anime. I'm actually going to get into a new show that was recommended to me, Overlord. It's on Crunchyroll. People have been talking about it, saying it's good. Season 4 is getting released recently, and I'm going to get into it. Basically, it's a magic, you know, manga style. The animation looks really good, and supposedly it's got like high levels of magic. There's fantasy epics to it, kind of like a D&D sort of vibe to it.
Okay.
And there's people that are giving it high praise, and I took a look at some of the
I mean, it's
trailers.
made it to the 4th season.
So it can't suck.
So, it can't
can't
be
suck.
complete dog shit.
No, or it
Yeah,
wouldn't have,
'cause, I mean, you could get
greenlighted.
1 season to 2 seasons when it's
Of
dog shit.
Yeah, I've
That
seen-
happens, but it doesn't usually get to 3.
I mean, what the hell was that show on Netflix? The 7 Deadly Sins. That's an okay anime. It's
They're gonna
okay,
say-
and that's got 5 seasons.
Space Force.
Yeah.
That show is so bad. I try to
How many
like it
seasons is
because
it?
it's Steve
It's
Carell.
got 2 seasons now.
It's
yeah.
on its 2nd season, and there were some moments where I was like, "That is kind of funny," but the rest of the show, I'm. It's like watching a train wreck. Like you can't take your eyes away from it. You're kind of invested. You're hoping something is going to turn out, and then nothing. It's such a bad
Yeah,
show.
it's a comedy, but it's not like
A funny
It's not a
comedy.
full-on
Yeah.
comedy.
It's a comedy without jokes.
Without funny.
Yeah.
Damn.
and it's
Fuck. I'm sorry, guys.
yeah, it's hilariously written terrible, and it has the cast that can deliver, which
Yeah.
is what blows my mind.
Isn't John Malkovich in it?
John Malkovich is in it.
Yes.
Wow.
Steve Carell's. It's got excellent
got an
people.
Still
excellent
sucks.
cast,
And like
but it
nobody,
sucks.
it's like nobody is acting bad. It's not like it's bad acting. You
It's
just
like
like
Anchorman 2.
it just feels like there's something
Yes.
missing.
Great cast, but just something ain't
yeah,
clicking.
it definitely feels like something is missing.
I fell asleep in Anchorman 2.
Jokes.
Now I have been playing. Tiny Tina. Wonderlands.
Nice.
It's. I mean, if you like Borderlands games, you're gonna like the game.
Yeah, nice.
It's decidedly
downloading it
is-
as we speak.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Borderlands game. I mean, they added some twists. They did modify some things, and there's more things to equip and things like that. And they did lean more into the fantasy aspect of it. But you're still running around with guns. Mm-hmm. You do have a proper melee slot now, so it's not just a melee button. You do have swords and axes you can swap out and things like
that's
that.
cool. That's a nice add-on.
But I can see what they did here and them taking some of it actually to the next Borderland game and kind of expanding on what they already done.
it's
But
always nice when a franchise expands the right way. 'Cause
Yes.
some franchises try to rewrite the whole thing that you love, and then
Yeah.
it becomes something else that you dislike.
I fucking hate when they do that. That's what killed Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
That's why Final Fantasy right now is like meh.
yeah, that's what
Like-
killed Mass Effect. It's the same concept.
They went from like Final Fantasy okay, Final Fantasy 1 through 10, same fucking game, turn-based RPG, fantastic.
Yeah.
Give or take, everyone had their favorites, everyone had their art
Right.
style, their battle systems, whatever, but they were all turn-based RPGs
Yep.
with their own characters and storylines. 11 comes out. It's an MMO. So they lost a lot of people there. People are like, I don't play MMOs. Like me. I was like, at the time.
Or like me, I avoid them on purpose.
Okay, well, and there you go. And there you go. And that's why I was like, okay, I'm falling off.
So
12.
I know me, MMO, bad idea.
Yeah. 12 comes out. 12 comes out. It's turn-based, but it was more open world, and it was different. Like the battle system, things were kind of fighting on their own.
Yeah.
Still engrossing. Great fucking story.
And the battle system on an RPG has to be excellent because that is
or you have nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
You have nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was a good, it had the world of Final Fantasy Tactics, Ivalice. So I was into 12. I liked 12. I enjoyed it. 13, battle system was weird as fuck. You generically hit these buttons that like predetermined what your characters would do. I fell off. I never played 13 that way through, and I never beat it. 14, now we're back to MMOs.
Right.
15, the greatest fishing simulator I've ever played my entire life. But the most beautiful piece of shit ever released for the PlayStation. The most beautiful piece of shit ever released.
I know
for
PlayStation has a history of beautiful pieces of shit.
Not even close. Not even close.
Like their consoles designs. It's a beautiful piece of shit.
And the greatest RPGs in history.
No, but that's the same thing that happened with Mass Effect. Like the first 3 games were beloved. We enjoyed it. They expanded upon the game in nice ways that you made sense. And then the 4th game came out, and you're like, "What the fuck? Why did you guys switch the game?"
I don't even call it the 4th game.
but
Wasn't
I
it
tell
like
you
Andromeda?
Yes.
The last couple of BioWare games, I mean, because there was that, and they also did. Jesus, it was so bad. I'm losing the name of it.
Oh,
but
Jesus, that's a good game.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
no,
The simulator? The Jesus
it
simulator?
was
Oh,
supposed to
man.
be. It was supposed to be
Yeah.
like.
The finale. Wow.
What a finale!
It was supposed to challenge Destiny, in terms of it was a shooter and you had your mech
Battleborn?
suit. No, not Battleborn. That was somebody else.
Challenge. I know what you're talking about. It's like you get the suit, like the shoot where you
Yeah,
float.
I'm drawing a blank on the name.
BattleBots.
No,
that was
that's
on Comedy Central.
that's.
That's on Comedy Central.
All right, fuck it. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Look it up. And while you do that, I'll finish my thought. They're actually bringing back the original system for Mass Effect and the original storyline. So the creators of the game, I don't know
have
what
to save
BioWare,
it.
they were like, listen,
Yeah.
we heard your voice. We're going to bring it
Anthem,
back.
that
Anthem, that's
flaming
what it
piece of shit.
Yeah.
Never
So
played
they
it.
had 2 really bad games in a row. I don't know what they did, what they switched up with creative or anything like that. But
How about they bring back Jade Empire? That was a great fucking game. For
Is
the
that the
Xbox.
one where you're just like fighting massive hordes of people with large
no,
weaponry?
that's Dynasty Warriors.
That game I like.
Jade
That game I
Jade
like.
Empire was a BioWare RPG, and it was set in like a fictitious ancient China, and it was like a cyberpunk or steampunk ancient China, and like you could choose when you picked your character and how you developed them to be either the way of the closed fist, a dickhead,
Yep.
or the way of the open palm.
And the
which is
enemy
just
got
that-
the opposite.
and your rival got the opposite. And so at the end of the game, you fought your rival, and it was like, oh, dude, it was so good. It was so
You know,
fucking good.
Dynasty
I missed that
Warriors has gone to complete shit.
Yeah,
Right
I
now-
love Dynasty Warriors back in the day.
Right now,
Yes.
the best Dynasty Warriors games is on the Nintendo Switch, and it's called Hyrule Warriors. And it's a fucking Zelda game because the last couple of Dynasty Warrior games have been
So
awful.
bad.
They
The-
were
the
always great. Shut off your brain. Just here's a crowd of
Hack and
motherfuckers
slash.
to kill.
Yep.
Yeah, and you
They-
need a good hack and
They
slash.
turn
every
them.
now
They
and
turn
then.
them to like
the best Dynasty,
like general mode in like a football game where you're like trying to like I need this guy to do this route and you're just not actually doing the fighting. You're just
a military
micromanaging the
Nah.
fight. It's not good.
The best Dynasty
not
Warriors
good.
on the PlayStation right now is Persona 5 Strikers. They actually turned a separate series, Persona RPGs, into a Dynasty Warriors style game.
Now the part that's fucked up is the Hyrule Warriors was made by the guys that make Dynasty Warriors. So it's like,
Totally,
we know
yeah.
you can make a good game. Here it is. So what's this piece of shit?
yeah.
They probably left.
After Dynasty Warriors 12, they're like, all right, wait a minute, let's dial it back.
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna start our own studio.
How many
over
times can
here.
you kill Lu Bu before you're like,
Oh
all
my
right,
God.
that poor fucker.
Fuck Lubu.
Oh man,
That was a good game though.
another game I've been playing recently. Well, I played because I already finished it. Was the Guardians of the Galaxy game, which was a good game. And if it wasn't for Avengers being such a piece of shit game, people might have actually played Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
It's a single player. It's all story driven. You don't even get to switch between the teammates. You're playing the one person the whole time.
Rocket.
Sure. And you can give commands to everybody else for what moves you wanted to do, and you really need to. So you're doing that level of micromanaging. There's special attacks, but everything else they do on their own. And as the game progresses, they actually start doing more stuff on their own. So like even like certain areas where like this is going to be a bridge that Groot needs to make. After a while, you walk to it and Groot's already going without you having to give him the command. So
cool.
they start.
So they level up on their own to know what they're doing after they've been.
Yeah, as you've been playing enough time with the game, they start.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, it does. And the only thing they really could have done better with the game is if they actually had the Guardians of the Galaxy from the movies and had them as the characters, the skins and the voice.
Dave Bautista has nothing to do. He did voiced over.
He loves video. He wants to do video games.
He did it. He would have did it.
He did Gears of War.
He did a commercial.
He managed to get a reskin of Marcus Phoenix as him, so you can have him as Marcus Phoenix in Gears of War.
Are they going to do that movie? Weren't they in the talks for doing a Gears of War movie for a
Dave
little while?
Bautista would be a great Mark.
They've been in talks of Gears of War forever, and he has been at the helm of I want to play Marcus Phoenix.
They need to do it.
Yeah, PlayStation just did a real shitty Uncharted movie, so why can't Xbox do a fucking horrific fucking Gears of War movie? Let's do it.
The difference is,
please fill me in,
that Dave Bautista would deliver an excellent movie. I feel like he's passionate.
Because Dave Bautista's acting skills are so much higher than Tom Holland's. Have you seen Army of the Dead? Have you fucking seen that movie? Jesus.
To be fair, it's not an Xbox movie.
When The Rock makes your acting look good.
Oh, man. Hey, man, you leave The Rock alone.
Right. I have to. He's in everything. He's in fucking everything.
He really is.
I'm rooting for him. I hope he does good in Black Adam.
That's what I was going to say. I have a feeling that the Black Adam is going to be a smash.
They're releasing a whole new comic of Black Adam
with The Rock drawn in.
Well, I think it's just basically.
I think they have to. He has enough power where
they're rewriting the character.
Up the phone. He's like, I'm going to be president.
He was the villain. He wasn't. He wasn't.
Motherfuckers.
So Black Adam's gonna have like Zoa in one hand and Terramana in the other, like just fucking.
Bro, I would not doubt that the Black Adam like walks into some kind of like convenience
that's what he's
store
drinking,
and he grabs some Terramana or some Zoa. Yeah,
I actually just tried.
There's a boardroom scene coming. Just like in
oh, you know it.
In the Shazam movie, and there's gonna be Terramana on the stand.
Yeah. Oh, you know it. You know it.
No, but they're clearly going to be doing some massive rewrite because he was always the villain that was barely anti-hero, more villain than anything. And what it seems like is they're trying to make him anti-hero. So I don't know if maybe they're introducing him that way, and by the end of the movie, he's a villain. But he's always been the villain, and they're trying to.
But so has Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but in the comics, Harley Quinn turned hero in the comics long before she became hero on the screen.
But she still ultimately started off as a villain, so it's not something that's unheard of.
Everybody always sympathized with her though, as like being in a shitty relationship.
They did the same with Mystique.
Yeah, but see, because Harley Quinn is a little bit different because she wasn't a full character at first. She started out in the animated series, and it wasn't until she got comics that they actually developed her character, and as her character developed, she became that.
Right. Speaking of comics, they're coming out with a Witcher Ronin comic book.
Interesting.
Yeah, like Geralt of Rivia, but it's going to be themed in Japan, and it's a samurai style. I saw a drawing of it the other day, and I was like, that looks
I love
disgusting.
those iterations. Like Batman Samurai was fucking sick.
It was good.
They are talking about a Witcher 4 game, which some people were like, hey, man, fix Cyberpunk first.
After Cyberpunk, you have to come back with something.
Let it go. Let Cyberpunk go. Fuck that.
Go back to The Witcher.
Jump on The Witcher.
Yeah. Go back to what you're good at.
Success.
Go back to what you're good at.
I haven't tried the patch yet because I have the game. I bought it for $10 when it was on like a flash like liquidation sale.
Right.
Like physical copy, $10. I'm like, I'll take this shit for later because CDPR fixes their games eventually.
Right.
So I have it sitting there for after Tiny Tina. We're like, I'll throw it on, and it's like a 60 gig patch probably at this point because it's the whole fucking game that needs to be fixed. And I'll see if it's any good.
I downloaded Tiny Tina, but I fully expect it to suck the soul out of my life for the next like month and a half.
My next game that I'm going to get is Chrono Cross. I'm waiting for that.
Nice.
And then if I can somehow get my hand on a fucking PS5.
Bro,
I'll get Elden Ring.
We know a guy. I'm called George Masvidal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know
Why? So he can assault the owner of GameStop and then I'll fucking go to jail. Did you or did not tell Jorge Masvidal to get you a fucking PS5? No, Your Honor.
Right.
You can do pre-orders with PlayStation, well, they'll eventually send you an email and they'll give you the chance to buy one. But for most other places, some of them are not even taking pre-orders anymore. It really
they
is
don't know when
just,
they're coming.
Yeah, they just don't know when they're coming.
Come on, China.
Listen, we could get you an Xbox. I know a guy.
I can't at this point.
I know a guy.
I can't.
Listen, I know a guy.
Do you know a guy with PS4?
Don't you want to play Tiny Tina? Don't you want to play Tiny Tina?
No, I don't.
You do. I know you do.
I
know there's a part. I know there's a part of
slightly
you.
curious.
Yeah, a little bit, right? Listen.
The Tiny Tina is cross-platform, so you can play from Xbox
Eddie,
to
what the
PlayStation.
fuck?
Thank
I'm
you,
trying
Eddie.
to convert
Thank you,
here.
Eddie. Thank you, Eddie.
What a cock blocker. I'm trying to convert.
Cock block. How do you want me to get this Xbox?
I was going to explain the details.
Do we understand how Chrono Cross is being played for next episode now? What happened here?
What's going on?
Don't complain.
Yeah, that's
embrace.
I got to play the Chrono Cross.
Get you an Xbox. All right, so behind Walmart, I need you to meet this guy. His name is Pablo.
No. It's probably Jorge Masvidal in a mask. I ain't going anywhere near that.
It's his
Fucking Pablo.
his cousin. But listen,
Yeah,
don't
okay,
worry about it. He'll meet you in the back.
Nah, there's got to be a way. There's got to be someone who fucking have a stockpile of them. I'll probably have to play cash.
Oh, there's a bunch of people that got a stockpile, but they want you to pay $1,000.
Yeah.
And to me, that's fuck you. I'm
Yeah.
not going to.
But
Yeah.
the good
I don't want
people
it
at
that bad.
Xbox will sell you one for like $100 above market. I'm just saying, man. Join the team.
Oh, okay. Nah, I gotta wait. I gotta stay loyal.
I get
Gotta
you.
stay
Yeah,
loyal.
I
get you.
check now every now and then just to see if it comes in, because at this rate, it seems like you're just never going to get one for at least another year or two.
Right.
Because things
Well,
things haven't gotten any
That's
better.
fate, then.
And then they locked down an area in China, which I do believe makes a lot of computer parts, which means everything that's been delayed has now been extended even further. Because they had an outbreak, so they shut shit down again. So anything that was being made there is now shut off. Then they got to respin up the factories and now whatever was back order is back order even further. So it's like good luck getting anything.
Yeah.
I know some of the car manufacturers right now, they're sending shit without some of the things they're supposed to have. So like people are getting their cars, it doesn't have the infotainment center, it doesn't have the electric seats or the seat warmers. They just can't get the chips for parts of their system. So they're giving you the car and it's like,
Right.
when it comes in, you bring it in and we'll put the thing in.
All right,
like,
but to be fair, who the fuck uses seat warmers?
well, I mean, we're in Florida.
You know what I mean?
You know.
PlayStation owners, maybe PlayStation guys use seat warmers to warm their butts up. You know what I mean? They get in from hours of playing with their seat warm already in the house. They're like, oh, I need to warm my seat.
Nah, it's the PlayStation guys. We like the bidets. With the super hot water.
Super hot water. That doesn't sound like a good time. Man.
Lots of pressure. Lots of fucking pressure. We love it.
Got to be real thorough.
Oh, yeah. You got to clean it
And
out.
on that
You
note,
got to clean it out.
he's like, come on, man. Okay, all right. I got a good one for you guys. Another little bit of tidbit rumor that I'm hearing is that the She-Hulk is going to be actually replacing the Hulk down the line in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It's always plausible. I mean, Mark Ruffalo's been around for a while,
while, yeah.
and I don't know when they'll ever be able to fix the contract issues that will allow him to have his own singular movie. He's always cameos in movies because of a contract issue with who owns the Hulk.
Okay, so here's
So
a
they
thought.
have the rights to put him in as a second character, but not the rights for him to be the headlining character.
What if they switch his role? They're like, she takes over as Hulk, and they could bring Cosmic Hulk into play. Now's the time to bring in Blue Hulk, and they've already transformed him once. Or make him fucking Mr. Fix-It.
Oh, there's
You don't have to call him Hulk. You can call him Mr. Fix-It. You know what I mean? They've already tampered with or toyed with Smart Hulk.
There are several Hulks. Like I mean, I know they kind of touched on like Planet Hulk there a little bit when he was on Sakaar and kind of that, but they could easily have it where he goes into the rage form of Hulk.
Yeah.
And then they really have to do the thing where they got to banish him and they got to send him away. And they could easily go into that storyline to have her come in as the main Hulk. Okay. But, I mean, they also have his son, which they haven't touched on using yet either. So there's a whole line of Hulks when you go into, like...
Yeah, there's like a Spider-Verse of
Yeah.
Hulks.
Because you got
sitting
him,
out
you
there.
got his son, you got the Red Hulk.
Maestro.
and then Hulk himself has several forms between, like you said already, Mr. Fix-It.
There's like a future
which
Hulk
is like
who's
an
all
evil
old.
version of Hulk.
Yeah.
There's
Survive the nuclear Hulk.
the
Maestro,
Maestro,
right?
the old form of Hulk, which is
Like the Kingdom Come version of Hulk, basically.
yeah, but he's not good. He makes Mr. Fix-It look. He in the Old Man Logan comics, he kidnaps She-Hulk and forces her to have his kids. Then all his kids are like,
Inbred Hulks.
yes,
Damn.
yes.
That's a strong Hulk.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they're not good.
That's a country
It's
strong
not good.
Hulk, as a matter of
Right.
fact.
So like the radiation slowly poisons his brain, and he just kind of loses control of himself. And then he's permanent. Then he's like he's fucked. But you have several other versions of the Hulk that is just off the Green Hulk, and then not including his son Scar, and then She-Hulk, and then the Red Hulk, and all that other nonsense.
Now I'm thinking of this like
You're still thinking about country Hulk?
inbred, deformed West Virginia Hulk.
Hills have eyes.
One big arm. And
That is literally what they are, and Wolverine goes to work.
Damn. He's like, we need to fix this bloodline right now.
How the hell is Wolverine gonna handle an army of special Hulk?
From the inside out.
Ooh, I need to get into this storyline.
Oh man.
Okay, all right, this sounds interesting.
Damn.
Okay, all
That
right.
just got dark. I like that.
The Old Man Logan comics are good. They're good.
Yeah.
It started as a one shot with the one, and it was good enough that it became its own series.
Okay.
It's a lot of people's favorite rendition of Wolverine
Yeah.
is Old Man Logan.
Yeah. A lot of people really like the Netflix version of the Iron Fist as well.
Oh, fantastic.
Netflix.
I hear that's real big in the X category fans. Okay. Category X. They hail that as their favorite superhero.
Yes, category.
Yep. They praise the Iron Fist.
I could see that. I could see that. All right. So, guys, to wrap it up, what now, after you've seen these new trailers and stuff, video game, TV, whatever, your choice, what are you looking forward to see come out already? We'll start with you, Ian.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to June 10th. I'm looking forward to Peaky Blinders coming out.
Ooh.
The final season, just to get it. It's supposed to be the final season, so I want to see how
So
it
a
wraps
nice
up.
wrap up. Yeah.
Yeah, supposedly Tommy Shelby is, he was in New York. He's got gray hair. Like I want to see how they finally wrap up this whole family drama. And I'm looking forward to, I think it's April 7th when Chrono Cross drops, just because I want to take a ride down nostalgia lane.
Sweet.
See the soundtrack, everything's cleaned up. They turned off random encounters, so if you don't want to fight random encounters, you can just cruise through the story and enjoy it.
Okay. All right.
So I'm
nice.
super excited for that game.
Okay. Ed?
I'm looking forward to Moon
All right.
Knight.
That's great. So,
They keep slowly releasing the
doesn't matter.
trailers and kind of letting you see that it is the full character and he is what he's supposed to be from the comics. The question is, how dark are they really going to take the character? That's because you see how dark they went with Batman.
right.
So you have to assume that Marvel saw that and went, oh, the people are all on board for taking the character and really portraying him as dark as they could be from the comics.
That's March 30th, right? That's this week.
That's this week.
Yep.
Nice.
We are days away.
Okay. Let's see. For me, and there really isn't much more than just speculation, but I'm really looking forward to like the next season for Daredevil.
Yeah.
I think they have big things planned.
Is the hot redhead in it?
Yes,
She
I
should be.
believe they're bringing
I'm on
her back
board.
because they all want to bring her back.
She does a D&D show actually on YouTube.
She's so special. I think Deborah's.
Yeah, we all know what you mean by
Deborah and Wall.
Yeah, Deborah, she's supposedly a real fucking good person. Like the guy she like dated for a long time, he like developed blindness and she stayed with him. Like she's like a stand up human being.
Yeah.
like,
That's
I
cool.
absolutely love Deborah Ann
Yeah,
Wool.
I mean,
If you're listening, Deborah.
I think she stayed with him because she realized she could sneak people in and out of the house.
Oh my God!
You're like, who is that?
No.
You know we have a dog.
We have a leaky faucet, honey.
Again, this is the third time this week.
If you hear me grunting, I'm in the kitchen trying to
This
fix it.
repairman isn't very good.
Yeah. He keeps coming every week.
Jesus Christ.
What? Oh, come on, man. We were just getting into Deborah Ann Wall's
Wrap it up.
secret love life.
Wrap it up.
All right, fine. Deborah Ann Wall, wrap it up. Thank you for joining us at the Sofa Kingdom podcast. You can find us on all your social media platforms at
Sofa Kingdom OFC.
You can also find us on YouTube in 4K at
Sofa Kingdom Podcast.
Take us away.
Awesome. Like, subscribe, share, send it to a friend. You know, if you're out there and you have any good recommendations for something we should watch, you know, any kind of anime.
Yeah.
If you're a certain clothing company and you want to sponsor us.
I like it. I like it. If you have questions, you can always hit us up on Instagram. We'll respond. We'll even discuss them on the show if you like.
That's right. We're for sale.
Yeah.
Well, most of us.
Highest price.
I'm too valuable to be for sale. No, I'm not. For cheap, like $1.25. It oddly resembles country music, but I still love that goddamn song. I've tried to stay away from country music my whole life, my whole adult life. Something I pride myself in. But every now and again, one of those little Mumford and Sons motherfuckers sneaks one in by me, and I'm like, that's a good song. Like, what are you listening to? Biggie. Doom, 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 doom.
Folk music.
Folk music.
That's what
I know. But listen, when you make a good song, you make a goddamn good song.
It's even harder to explain like what's on my fucking like track now. What do you listen to? Viking chants.
Yes. From Mount the Valhalla itself.
Mongolian throat singing.
I don't know what it is. I can't get into this season of the Kingdom. I'm trying to, but after Valhalla's epicness, I'm just like,
it's not as good.
yeah.
You may have to just take some time and let it settle, watch a few other things.
And then come back to
Last Kingdom was never as good as Viking Valhalla. Never was. It's like,
and then when they stepped it up, it was just like, ooh.
I'd fall asleep and like Sierra would be like, "Oh, you got to watch the last episode." I'm like, "No, I don't." I was like, "Start the next one." Ucha will tell me what the fuck I missed.
Yeah.